Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today in this video I will try to solve three array data structure and algorithm problem. First problem is row with maximum ones, and second problem is for sum, and third problem is convert array into zigzag fashion. So first I write the algorithm. After that I will write down the code. So first is row with maximum 1. Here first we need to initialize variable max count and max row data to keep track of the maximum count of ones and set both to -1 infinity. Means first we need to initialize two variables. First variable is max count and second variable is max row data. Sorry. To keep track of the maximum count of ones and its corresponding row index, set both to -1 infinity. And second is iterate though each row of the matrix. Now into iteration, here first initialize a variable row count to 0 to count the number of ones in the current row. So first we need to initialize a variable row count to 0 to count the number of ones in the current row, and next is iterate though the each element of current row, if the element is 1, increment row count by 1. And second is check. We need to check if row count is greater than max count, so we need to check again if it is true. If it is true, update max count with the value max count with the value of row count. And next is also update max row index with current row index. Current index, not current row index. At last, return an array containing max row index and max count. So done here. Now I repeat the whole thing. First we need to initialize two variables. One is max count and another is max row data. To keep track of the maximum count of ones and its corresponding row index, set both to -1 infinity. Now second is we need to iterate through each row of the matrix. Each row of the matrix. Into this iteration, we need to check initialize. We need to initialize a variable row count to 0 to count the number of ones in the current row. Next is iterate through the each element of the current row. Into this iteration, we need to check if the element is 1, then increment row count by 1. And next is check if row count is greater than max count. Then if it is true, update max count with the value of row count. Update max count with the value of row count. Also update max row index with current index. At last, return an array containing max row index and max count. Now I write the algorithm. Now I write the code. Here I already create the file. Now here first write here def row with max one, create one function. Here write mat first row equal to length of mat. Mat means matrix. False equal to length of matrix. First here in this algorithm, here first initialize variable count and max row data to keep track the maximum count of ones and its corresponding row index. Set both is -1. So first is max count is equal to -1 and max row index equal to say -1. Now we need to start the iteration for I in range of rows. So row count, we need row count. Now we need to initialize a variable row count and value of row count is 0. Next, for j in range of columns, and if matrix I and matrix j double equal to -1, then increment the value of row count plus equal to 1, and if row count is greater than max count equal to row count, and max row index equal to I. Return max row index and max count. So max equal to 0, 1, 1, 0. Print row with max 1 matrix. Save it and run this program. Python row with max dot py 0 and 1. In this row it take 0, and in this row it take 1. So value is 0, 1. So again I repeat the whole code. First I create one function here, row with max 1. Into this function I write here matrix, row equal to length of the matrix and columns equal to length of the matrix. Next is we initialize two variable is max count equal to -1 and max row index equal to -1. Now start the iteration. For I in the range of row, again I initialize one variable row count equal to 0, and for j in range of column, if mat I j double equal to 1, row count double equal to 1, then increment the value of row count. Again take one condition, if row count is greater than max count equal to row count and max row index equal to I. At last return the max row index and max count. So I think it is clear. Next problem is foursome problem. Foursome problem. Target is 0. Target is 0. Now write down the now algorithm. To solve the foursome problem, we can use a similar approach to threesome problem. The idea is to fix two numbers and then use two pointers to find the remaining two numbers that sum up to the target. Here is the step-by-step algorithm. First is we need to sort the input array. So, sort the input array num in ascending order. This will help us to avoid duplicate quadrant. Quadruplets. And next is initialize an empty result list. Next is we need to initialize an empty result list to store the unique quadruplets. Now iterate, need to start iteration. Though the array from the first element up to the third to last element. Say the current element is nums of A. Skip duplicate by checking if array of if nums of A is same as previous element. If it is, continue to the next iteration. Next iteration. Now inside the first loop, again we start iteration. Iterate though the array starting from second element up to second to last element. Let's say the current element is nums of B. Let's current element is nums B. Skip duplicate by checking if nums of B is same as previous element. If nums of B is same as previous element, continue the next iteration. Continue the next iteration. Now we need to use two pointer. First is left and second is right. First is left and second is right. Two pointer, and it initialize with blue. Left is b plus 1 and right is n minus 1 respectively, where n is the length of the array. Here n equal to length of the array. Next is while left if now we need to check another condition where left is less than right, then we need to perform some step. Is calculate the sum of current element. Current element is sum equal to nums of a plus nums of b plus nums of left plus nums of right. To the result is if sum is equal to the target, the value of sum is equal to the target. Our target is 0, equal to the target at quadruplets to nums of a plus nums of b, nums of a comma nums of b, nums of left and nums of right. Again I repeat this thing. If sum is if sum value of sum is equal to target, we need to add quadruplets nums of a comma nums of b, nums of left and nums of right. Copy this thing and paste it here. Not and not plus comma nums of right. If sum is less than target, that time we need to increment the left pointer to move towards larger value. And if sum is greater than the target, then decrement the right pointer to the move towards the smaller value. And after that, we need to skip duplicate by incrementing left as long as nums of left is same as the previous element. Now skip duplicate by decrementing right as long as nums of right is the same as previous element. At last, now here 7, number of 7 is after the inner loop is incremented, then B to move the next element. Skip duplicate by incrementing B as long as now B. After the outer loop is incremented A to move the next element, skip duplicate by incremented as long as nums of A is the same as previous element. At last, finally, return the result list of containing all unique quadruplets. Here 7 is after the inner loop, increment B to move the next element, skip duplicate by incrementing B as long as nums of B is the same as previous element. Now 8 is after the outer loop is incremented, after the outer loop increment A to move the next element, move the next element, skip duplicates by incrementing A as long as nums of A, same as previous element. And at last we need to finally return the result of list containing all unique containing all unique quadruplets. But so here algorithm is finished. Now again I repeat the full algorithm. First, we need to sort the input array nums in ascending order. This will help us to avoid duplicates quadruplets. Now next is initialize an empty result list to store the unique quadruplets. Third is iterate through the array from the first element up to the third to last element. Let's say the current element is nums of A. Let's say the current element is nums of A. Skip the duplicate by checking if nums of A is same as previous element. If it is, then continue the next iteration. If it is, then continue. We need to continue the next iteration. Inside the first loop, iterate through the array starting from the next element up to the second to last element. Let's say the current element is nums of B. Skip duplicate by checking if nums of B is the same as previous element. If it is, then continue the next iteration. After that, we need to take two pointers. First is left and second is right. Left value is b plus 1 and right value is n minus 1. N is the length of the array. Length of the array where left is less than right. Now check one condition. Where left is less than right, then we need to write sum equal to nums of A plus nums of B, nums of left and nums of right. If sum is equal to the target, our target is 0. That time nums of A comma nums of B, nums of left and nums of right. And now after that, if sum is less than the target, increment the left pointer to move toward larger value. If sum is greater than the target, decrement the right pointer to move towards a small value. Skip duplicates by incrementing left as long as nums of left is same as previous element. Skip duplicates by decrementing right as long as nums of right is same as previous element. And after the inner loop, increment B to move the next element. Skip duplicate by incrementing B as long as nums of B the same as previous element. And again after the outer loop, previous one is inner loop and now outer loop is increment nums A to move the next element. Skip duplicate by incrementing A as long as nums of A. At last, finally, we need to return the result list to containing all unique quadruplets. Now, now I write the full code. Here, we need to first create one function for sum. into the for sum. Here write nums and target. First we need to sort the nums, and after that here write length of the nums and take create one. Here I already told that initialize an empty result list to store unique quadruplet. We need to initialize a result list to store the unique quadruplet. Result equal to empty for a in range of n minus 3, then if a is greater than 0 and nums of a equal to nums of a minus 1, then continue. For b in range of a plus 1 comma n minus 2, if b is greater than a plus 1 and nums of b equal to nums of b minus 1. After that continue. Here now we need to create two variables. First is left, value of the left is b plus 1, b plus 1, and right is right equal to n minus 1. If now we need to check condition where while left is less than right, then we need to write here sum equal to nums of a plus nums of b, nums of left plus nums of right, and if value of sum is equal to target, that time we need to write here result. We take empty result, so here write result dot append nums of a comma nums of b comma nums of left comma nums of right, while now again check while left is less than right and nums of left double equal to nums of left plus 1, and need to increment the value of left, and now check the right condition. Right left left is less than right and nums of right double equal to nums of right minus 1, then right minus equal to 1, and here right left plus equal to 1 and right minus equal to 1. Else if Elif sum is less than target, then the left value is incremented. Plus in the else statement, right here, the right value is decremented. And at last, return the result. Return the result. So here, write sorry, return the result. Now, nums equal to copy this. Target is 0. Target equal to 0. And now print for some nums comma target. Now save it and print the program. Python forSum.py. Here you see value is -2 -1, 1 and 2, 0. Total is 0. Here -2, 2, 0 and 0 means value is 0, and -1, 0, 0, 1 equal to total value is 0. Now next program. Next program is convert array into zigzag fashion. Convert array to the zigzag fashion. So here given an array of distinct elements in size of n. The task is to rearrange the element of the array in a zigzag fashion so that the convert array should be in the below form. Array of 0, array of 1, less than array of 1 is greater than array of 2, array of 3 is less than array of 2, array of 4 is greater than array of 3 is greater than array of 4, like this way, and n equal to 7. So here first write down, I write the algorithm. We need to iterate a variable, flag is as true, iterate a variable variable flag as true to indicate whether the next element should be greater than, greater or smaller. First, we need to iterate a variable flag as true to indicate whether whether the next element should be greater or smaller. Next, iterate. We need to start the iteration. Iterate those the array from the second element to the last. We need to start the iteration. We need to again start iterate second element to last element. If flag is true, then array of I is greater than previous element array of I minus 1 swap array of I and array of I minus 1. If flag is true, then an array of I is greater than element previous array of I minus 1 swap need to swap array of I to array of I and array of I minus 1. Toggle the value of flag to change the direction of the next element. Toggle the value of flag to change the direction of next element. Direction of next element. Of next. Now here of I minus. At last, the loop, the array will be modified in a zigzag fashion. So first we need to iterate the variable flag as true to indicate whether the next element should be greater or smaller. Next is iterate to the array from the second element to last element. If flag is true, then array of I is greater than previous element. Array of I minus 1. Swap array of I and array of I minus 1. Toggle the value of flag to change the direction of the next element. At last, after the loop, the array will be modified in a zigzag fashion. So now I write down the code. Code is first zigzag array and length of the array. If flag is true, then for I in range of 1 minus n, second element to last element. I already told this thing. Second element is 1 and last element is infinite, that's why n. If flag, then check condition if array of I is less than array of I minus 1, then array of I comma array of I minus equal to array of I minus 1. Swap here I swap the value array of I. Now write the else statement. The else I write here if array of I is greater than array of I minus 1, then array of array of I minus equal to array of I minus 1 comma array of I. At last, flag equal to not flag. Now copy this array equal to equal to 7 zigzag array, call the function, I call the function print array in the array. Now run the program. Python py. Here you see 3748,261. Our output should be 3748,261. Okay. Here what I did program. First iterate a variable flag as true to indicate whether the next element should be greater or smaller. Greater or smaller. Iterate through the array from the second element to last element. If flag is true, array of I is greater than previous element. Array of I minus swap array of I and array of I minus. Toggle the value of flag to change the direction of next element. After the loop, the array will be modified in a zigzag fashion. I think this three program is clear to you all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video like for the algorithm so YouTube can take it to show it to more people, and who knows, this video might help someone.